I'll go this way because I would say I have like 2 or 3 questions. And
Yeah.
I know you'll expand upon them, but I would say one of the big things when it comes to like home ownership and a home buying, I think that it's not like really talked about and understood is understanding between fixed rates and adjustable, and and I don't think people really understand that. And I was wondering if you kind of just glaze the importance of understanding the difference between a fixed interest rate and an adjustable interest rate.
Yeah, awesome question. So, and again, I'm a real estate broker. I'm not a loan officer. I know enough to be dangerous.
That's the word.
Wait a second. Wait.
Dangerous.
Wait, whoa.
So, and I never want to, in sales 101, any sort of sales, you never want to back yourself into a corner and assume too much, because those are the guys that get shot in the face. You assume too much. Hey, Rob, I promise you this, I promise you that, and I don't fulfill that promise. I mean, that's a big no-no. Anyways, to answer your question, yeah, the difference between a fixed rate and an adjustable rate, or an ARM, which is an adjustable rate, is that the fixed rate, you're locked in for life, baby. So I mean, you're just
let me tell you how good the fixed rate be.
Exactly. So I mean, if your mortgage is $3,000 a month and your rate's $299, there you go. The rate is the rate. You're gonna keep going. The only thing that could raise your payment is if you got maybe your property taxes caked into your payment. Obviously, property taxes go up every single year, so payment might go up just a little bit, which is fine. But with these fixed rates, I mean, like, oh my gosh, I feel bad for some of these people. And there's better programs than not. So just a traditional ARM, I mean, obviously you hear horror stories. I mean, I'm dealing with a client right now where it's kind of screwed up because this guy is making payments on this home. And the principal keeps going up. Normally when you're paying off an asset, you're lowering the principal and you're getting one step closer to owning this asset and being debt free.
Oh, it's like a college loan.
How do you throw money at an asset and you owe more money? So it's like,
oh no.
That's why I said, so back in the day, I mean, back in 2008, and obviously I wasn't doing this. I was like in diapers. I mean, when I was, or maybe not diapers. I mean, I was
10.
Oh yeah, I was big balling when I was
balling.
10.
Trading Pokemon cards.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Back in 2008, I mean, these loan officers doing all these mortgages and stuff. I mean, dude, if you fogged a mirror and had 2 eyes, baby, you're rocking and rolling. You're getting a mortgage. That's what would happen. And that's what crashed the market. I mean, just giving all these loans to people that couldn't physically afford them.
Yeah.
So now fast forward with all these ARMs and everything else. Like I said, it depends on the program. But yeah, if you can get a fixed rate over an adjustable rate, do that all day, because it's a lot less risk. It's more security.
Thank you.
The only kind of adjustable rate I maybe recommend people right now, just with the higher interest rates, is what's called a 2-1 buy down. So basically what happens with that is, let's say market rate is 6.5%. And it costs a lot of money though. I'm going to be transparent with everybody. A 2-1 buy down, it's not free. You have to pay for it. Get a really good broker like me. I'm going to go to bat for you. I'm going to talk to the sellers and say, hey, Mr. Seller, my client really loves the home, but if from a financial perspective, they can't afford the home. What they've budgeted with their loan officer is a 2-1 buy down. We need $20,000 in closing cost. If we can get $20,000 in closing cost, we can wrap this up today. Let's go. And that's how I kind of negotiate with the listing agent and everything. And I go to bat for the buyer, because the buyer, I'm not representing the seller. I'm not representing their mom. I'm representing the buyer. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get them the best deal possible. 2-1 buy down, it's based off the market rate. If market rate's 6.5%, the first year of the loan is going to be 2 points lower. So it's going to be 4.5%. The second year is going to be 5.5%. The third year is going to be whatever the market rate is.
So then in that third year, could the market rate, let's say, be like 4.89 if it gets that low, or 5.25?
Yes, and that's what everybody asks. And I tell a lot of people the third year on those 2-1 buy downs, people just end up refining the loan anyways. That's what you want to do, depending on what the rate is. Refi it back to whatever market rate is, then get a fixed rate.
But essentially, so like you said, just to get that 2-1 buyout, you just have to increase your closing costs.
Yes, because it costs money for that program.
It's like putting more cash down, essentially.
Yes, but you can save a lot of money doing that, especially in a market like this where the rates are a little bit higher.
Absolutely. Now, I'm sure you hear this a lot. Jaret, I'm just not ready to buy, man. I love paying $2,000 in rent, and I just can't afford a mortgage.
Yeah.
What do you tell me?
Yeah, as far as rent, how long you been paying rent? You said $2,000.
5 years.
5 years a month. Now, are you comfortable as far as the space in there and everything else?
It's all right. I could use a garage.
You could use a garage. You don't have a garage right now.
I don't. I have to pay for parking.
Wow, this is a real sexy
pay
role
for
play.
parking?
In the garage in my
How much is parking?
$250 a month in Portland.
$250 a month times 12 a year. That's a lot of money. What kind of car? You probably have a nice car, don't you?
I mean, a Kia Forte.
Oh, it's getting real kinky.
So you're paying $2,000 a
You
month.
like
This is all made up, people. This is all made up.
So you're paying $2,000 a month for your rent. You're paying $250 a month for parking, which is absolutely absurd.
Yeah, and I live downtown.
And you live downtown. Would you be open to the idea, if it was affordable in a perfect world, would you like to own a home, or would you just consider to kind of pay off somebody else's mortgage for the rest of your life?
I guess I'd like to own a home.
Okay. Do you do month to month, or do you have like a lease? When's your lease up?
At this point, I'm month to month.
You're month to month. Cool. Okay. Now, as far as payment, as far as income, do you make decent income, or
Enough to afford the apartment.
enough to afford the apartment, the $2,000 a month? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, let me ask you this.
Not quite Jeff Ramsey, 30% baby steps, but
Dave Ramsey?
Dave Ramsey.
So, in a perfect world, let me ask you this. I mean, if you could somehow find a home that met all your requirements as far as payment, down payment, and that sort of thing, and if you could keep it around $2,000 a month, even if you went a little bit over your rent,
Okay.
would it be fair to say that might be worth exploring, actually owning an asset as opposed to like renting a home and just maybe pay a little bit more a month and actually own something?
I suppose. What if I don't want to live here long term?
It's a great question. You ever heard about short-term rentals and that sort of thing?
I haven't.
So if you don't want to live here long term, what you do is buy the house, live in there for a year. All you got to do is live in there 12 months, go move somewhere else, get one of your roommates, a couple roommates in there, have them pay off the thing. Literally have them, and you start your portfolio. I'll manage your portfolio for you. I've got tons of clients where I bought them different rental properties.
You manage for them?
I manage for them. I'll basically control it for you every single year. Say, hey, Costi, market's up 10%, 15%. Maybe sell this one, do a 1031 exchange, roll it into something tax-free, which we love.
Yes.
You don't have to do any of that. And like I said, in a perfect world, I mean, if it made sense, you want to just sit down. That way I can at least shake your hand. We can meet a little bit more in person over coffee, and we can just explore our options.
Absolutely.
Okay, I've got Tuesday and Thursday on my calendar,
is
both
good.
2 p.m. Which one works better for you?
Let's do 12 at 2. Sorry, Thursday at 2.
Thursday at 2. Perfect. I'm going to lock you in. I look forward to seeing you. We'll go from there, okay?
There we go.
The commitment to this
fire.
role play.
Yeah. We do these role plays quite a bit. I'm not gonna lie.
I can tell.
See, the
Please
thing is-
shirt on.
See, the thing is, you didn't feel like I was arm wrestling you. You didn't feel
No.
like, hey, you're a stupid idiot because you're paying rent for $2,000 a month. I'm not making you feel like that.
Yeah.
All I want to do is have you explore your options. We can go from there. At the end of the day, if it makes sense, it makes sense. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to treat you right. I'm going to buy you a nice lunch or something. And then maybe your brother or your sister or your mom or dad's looking for a home.
Exactly.
And then, and maybe if it's not right now, maybe you call me up 12 months from now and say, hey, Jared, I love that lunch we were at. You seem like a really cool guy. We're both into cars. I think I'm ready now.
There you go.
So, I mean, that's how you do it.
That's the process.